Performing the song The Curse from her latest record, Aventine. That is Agnes Obel. She was on piano and lead vocals, Mika Posen on violin and backing, and Ann Mueller on cello and backing vocals. I feel surrounded in sound. I'm being hugged by sound right now. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, I mentioned earlier that you grew up in a very musical household. What was your house like growing up?
Yeah, I guess it was, I don't know. I think it was normal. That was how I grew up, it just...
But what were you like, I guess, from a musical perspective? What were your musical aspirations when you were younger?
I don't think I really had any. I was just, I was very curious about music, and but I never thought of it sort of professionally, actually. That was something I got into in my teens, my late teens.
And actually, your first album wasn't released until you were 30, Philharmonics, right? So is that why it took you so long in a way?
Well, I have been working on other projects before, and other bands and things. So yeah, I guess my time was used with that. And then when I moved to Berlin, I suddenly had a lot of time, and I felt like I should work on a solo project.
Were you surprised, or were you ready for the success of your first album, Philharmonics?
No.
Okay. How did you react?
Well, it was in the beginning. I was just hoping to get it released in Denmark because I'm from Denmark, and then I was living in Berlin, so I was hoping to get it released in Berlin too, or in Germany. And then I was lucky to get it on a European label, and they released it in all of Europe. And then so it was like sort of step by step, but it was all the time like, wow, I can't believe it.
Does that affect you when you're getting ready to write your second album, which is similar but different? It's more melodic in a way, maybe, this album, do you think?
I don't know. There's more strings, I guess.
You're so basic in your approach, though, but the music is so complex.
Yeah, well, I also find it simple. I try to make it simple. I like simplicity in music. I like if you can make something, we are only playing 3 people right now, and I like that you can make something hopefully dynamic and powerful with just a few ingredients, a few instruments.
Well, one of the techniques that you use in that song in particular is a cello technique called colenio.
Colenio, yeah.
Colenio. Explain what that was.
Colenio is when you hit with the bow on the strings, the backside of the bow on the strings.
All right, let's have a quick hear of that. And why? What was it about that sound that attracted you for this album?
I just like when you hear, how versatile not the piano, the cello is. Like how many you can make so amazing sounds on a cello, like beats, like the colenio, and it can be like a voice or it can be like a pulse. Yeah.
The heartbeat of your song.
Yeah, exactly.
One last question before, and you'll be back again to go later. But in that song and in a number of songs on this album, you talk about winter. Why winter? Because most of us here are sick of the darn thing. Is it a season you like?
Actually, I like autumn very much. Maybe because I'm born in October, but I don't know. It just sometimes I feel like it's interesting to use nature in music. It seems somehow connected.
There's a beautiful line actually in that song where you talk about even though it's snowy, the grass is growing and heading towards the sky. So there's hope at the end of that one, I guess. Agnes, thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thanks.
That's our Friday Live guest today, Agnes Obel. Aventine is the name of her latest record. Absolutely stunning. She will be back with another song later on in the show.